Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Drifting Lands. During the last part, I was forced to do more missions for Father Seth, and in the process, I destroyed the Coreenthian capital ship, which was essentially the boss of Grade 2, and in the process I unlocked Grade 3, which means I got more variants of skills unlocked, and I can upgrade my ship now, so let's do that right now. First, let's transfer all of the things out of the hold. Let's view all this stuff and see if there's any good stuff. I'll still keep the trident on as much as possible. Oh, this will be useful though, but I'll put it on soon enough. Yeah, it's one of the skill things. So here we are, go to change ship. I'm going to be picking the upgraded Marauder. I'm not going to be choosing the Interceptor and whatnot. But here's a comparison between the three. Here's the Premium Interceptor. I can always just choose to upgrade to this instead. Here's the Premium Centennial, but it does cost more, unfortunately. And the Premium Marauder, which is in the middle amount of money. Of course it would, because the Centennial costs the most because it relies the most on equipment, whereas the Interceptor relies the least on equipment. Alright, Premium Marauder. So this should at least double my health, increase my energy, shielding, double it by quite a bit. So let's go with that. And there we have it, we now have our Premium Marauder, which has a nice red shade of paint. Unfortunately, from what I realized, you need to upgrade its attributes from the very beginning, but you do have a higher point limit though. Unfortunately, what this means is, though, I'll need to gradually spend everything up if I'm going to be using it over time. So for right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be still going with the standard Marauder. Thank you for telling me to reset my skills. And then I'm going to gradually get more and more money, which I can then use to slot in equipment. And once I get enough stats invested into the new ship, I'll switch over entirely to that one, as it's definitely it's universally a grade up compared to the previous ship. There's only one complaint I have. Okay, let's see. Sure, let's go for sorcery. But it will cost more energy to use repair tools, unfortunately. And that should be it. Let me just sell off all this junk at the shop, and then I'll... Okay. Now let me just go visit the shop and sell off all this junk, and then, as I said, I'll funnel all my new credits into the new ship, and I won't really funnel it into any of the my pre-existing ship. I wonder if it would be kind of an interesting challenge run if we... It'd be kind of an interesting challenge run if you wanted to play the game with your basic level ship. I know there's some challenge runs available for achievements in this game where you cannot invest any skill points into the structure skill. That would be quite interesting to play through, because otherwise, with that, you can't really equip several weapons and especially a lot of armor plating. Let's check our skill set as well. We probably need to rebuy it too. Recoil blade. Okay, this will send me backwards as emergency. Bullet wipe. Add the plasma. Oh, this will protect against the lasers, as I was mentioning. Oh, okay, so this will damage me for 3 seconds and heal me for a burst. But it will never destroy the ship. That may be useful when I get to larger ships. We have multi-dash already. We have mutated fire. We can change its damage type over time for 5 seconds. That would be quite interesting to use, especially if we randomly get antimatter. so we can turn off mines temporarily. We have focus rings, which means that we can now graze anytime for any ship. Oh, so these are remotely detonated. And they will not collide with anything, so I can use it at long range. Oh sure, let me try using the boomerang. It costs a lot more energy, but I would like to see how it plays out. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go to our missions. Like I said, I'm not gonna be spending any more money on this ship. Before that though, let's actually visit Ginger. The rift looks quite lonely with most of the people gone. We need to drop a unique item, so whatever rarest items, unfortunately. I do have one. I'll just drop the motor aid because I have a much better one anyway. Where is this mission? It's in grade 2, I suppose. Yes, it is there. Drop one unique item to your airlock when you receive the signal, and I'll get the Crystal Hunter skill. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna try out the boomerang skill and what else. It'll probably take this in the next part before I get enough money to make the new ship usable, and I need to repeat the process. Well, it'll be even longer to repeat the process for future ships though, because I'll be even higher leveled than before. I suppose I'll do the grinding off screen next time when I upgrade my ship. Okay, there's the boomerang. Yeah, all the laser turrets are firing at me. So yeah, it can fire it around, and it'll bounce back to me once it actually hits a foe. I thought it was armor piercing or enemy piercing, but apparently not. At least I can hit backwards though. That's really appreciated. And I can do stuff like this and just two-shot everything, which I do like. Not complaining about that for sure. I may choose the plasma bubble for future boss fights because of all the lasers everywhere, but I have to be careful for all the physical attacks, the green lasers basically. And the boomerang has a lot of capability for skill shots. I just wish I had the ability for it to pierce. Maybe there's a modifier with a certain unique item which allows me to make this pierce. Probably in a special mission.
Focus up. Killing streak.
Even though I'm doing a little bit poorly, I'm not taking too much damage at least. This is one of the places where having a piercing would be nice.
Focus up. Killing streak. Skill not ready.
And also another place where having the ability to absorb lasers would also be nice because I'm running low on energy.
Killing streak. Killing streak.
Otherwise, this mission is relatively bog standard other than the fact it's quite long and has 3 mini-boss encounters.
Killing streak.
What we should... Okay, it's this one. I somehow missed that. I can only get close enough. This boomerang deals so much damage though. My goodness. You see how easily I'm just shooting this down. The only problem is getting close enough to it, especially with the missile launchers. But the fact that I regain some energy while using it, or if I can grab the boomerang again, makes it a lot easier to spam. You just need to be careful not to be caught in mines because I temporarily get stunned before I can move. I temporarily get stunned when using this. I was able to defeat one mini-boss, but unfortunately the other enemies prevented me from doing the rest.
Skill not ready.
Alright, only 2 more mini-boss encounters and that should be it.
Focus up. Skill not ready. Focus up.
Alright, that should be it. Now it's time to nab all the items and finish the mission. Really, I think another reason why this mission went a bit more smoothly is because I'm supposed to do it at a lower level, and I have a lot more uniques than I would usually do. And I should have unlocked a new mission type as well, so... Let me just go to the hangar, it should say something. Yeah, Crystal Hunter. But I won't be equipping that anytime soon, but I'll at least show off what it does. Alright, first I'm gonna equip all this stuff, and then I'll switch over, get the rest of the stuff. And now I'll just go empty the hold and continue on with my mission. I'll probably need at least 30,000 credits to get my new ship up to par. Anyways, with that should be the end of Grade 2, if everything holds true. Alright, on Grade 3, enemy damages range from 300 to 500%. Enemy toughness is now from 600 to 1000%. Pretty extreme right now. Rewards are from 185 to 245%. Enemies still have retaliatory bullets, and there are additional enemies. And I suppose that wasn't the one. Before I continue, I'm going to be talking about Crystal Hunter. So it's time to revisit Redemption's prison. And yeah, Ginger was also imprisoned. To be fair, I went to that early mission. I was able to go to there because I unlocked the side job before Ginger got imprisoned. Yeah, this is basically the new rift now. So with the Crystal Hunter we can now drop those 5 items, but Sure, for a change, let's do that. I wasn't expecting to use that skill, but fine. Where is this? Crystal Hunter. Each time you pick up a red crystal at full health, it's stored in your hold to be sold later for a good price. So let's do that. Alright, time for our first grade 3 mission. I wonder how much these life crystals can be sold for. Alright, let's do this. But I need to be at full health though before I can use it. At least I can be, if I'm at lowered and full shield, it's fine.
Focus up.
That should be the first one. And this is one of the other missions where being at full health is really helpful.
Skill not ready.
A little bit scary, but it's not too much a step up in difficulty from tier 2, or difficulty grade 2. But enemies are still a little bit challenging if you're not careful, and they can catch you off guard.
Focus up.
Hopefully I collect enough red crystals to actually finish the mission. Maybe this would be another good place to get the plasma shield, because having to block all these plasma rockets would be really helpful, especially the laser segments. And these rockets do deal a ton of damage on impact. Oh no, I don't remember seeing... Oh, I thought this was a mini-boss. It's just several of these laser enemies.
Focus up.
It's just there's a lot of them.
Focus up.
At least these small flea enemies don't retaliate with lasers or death bullets. But there are a lot more enemies firing laser beams, so it's minor conciliatory prize, or at least some moment of respite. Because I know that's going to be changing in the future, considering how this game's difficulty curve is not really letting up. At least the mission's long enough that we can have enough time to regenerate or get all the life crystals. That should be number 1. But we have all these missile ships. It's making this job a lot harder. How did I dodge that? Unfortunately, I still can't destroy the second ship. It's really when a lot of these laser enemies show up on the screen at once where I get a little bit panicky. Especially because you only have a short period of time before you can duck out of the way. I wouldn't be that scared if I actually had the plasma bubble ability. Which I think I'll actually slot in because of all these red enemies. And the Coreenthian alliances, or the Coreenthian fleets, seem to be focusing on plasma energy for the most part. And lasers. Mainly the lasers. Having the plasma bubble would have made the previous boss fight a lot easier.
Skill not ready. Focus up.
Oh, it feels so satisfying to do this repeatedly, to use your boomerang at close range and repeatedly be able to hit the enemy. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I got 21 of them. Nice. So let's dump all of them out of the airlock. Unfortunately, we have to dump all of them, but it's not that much of a problem for me.
Focus up.
You know what, I'll keep the Crystal Hunter ability equipped for a short while so I can see how much the crystals sell off in the marketplace. But I didn't get enough crystals, unfortunately. I'll replay this mission at a later date when I have a better drop rates. But that's the problem with some of the random drop rates and having to drop items while in mid-mission. You have to collect the items and then drop them. So let's try out the new skill set. Oh, never mind. This doesn't actually regenerate my energy, so I thought it would, but apparently it doesn't. So no thanks. Alright, the Church Strikes Back 1. I'll probably do that the previous mission, Crystal Hunters, again off-screen, and then I'll just jump cut to the point where I guess be successful. I just saw the general gist of that mission. If the plasma bubble actually regenerated my energy, I would have used it, but because it doesn't, I won't be using it as much, because I extensively use the shield as a way to regenerate my energy, especially during tight situations and boss fights. It seems that these enemies can now fire 2 lasers at once.
Focus up.
I'll still be trying out the Crystal Hunter ability just to see how it works.
Skill not ready.
And still, these mine layer turrets are really scary, because they can combo you pretty easily.
Skill not ready. Focus up.
But oh, it's so satisfying to use the boomerang ability, especially if I get close enough. My cooldown rate is a lot shorter. Of course, this still absorbs my shots, so I need to get right in before I can. Okay, this absorbs the magnetic blade on that boomerang, so I suppose that shield protects against that damage type.
Skill not ready. Focus up.
Whoops, ran right into that one. Otherwise, it's a rather bog standard mission, and I suppose, well, this game bills itself as an action RPG, so, and I know a hack and slash RPG specifically, and I know in that genre of games, missions after a while can get quite repetitive. After all, your main gameplay is hacking and slashing through enemies. I know some games do it better than others, and that's why I make a distinction between more modern ARPGs versus classic ones.
Skill not ready.
I just realized that these are actually the mini-bosses of this stage.
Focus up.
These missile launchers. I thought they were just the preemptive strike before the mini-boss. Alright, let's get out of here. Before I go to the next mission, let me take a look at this. Oh, we have a railgun. I never tried the railgun ability before, so let's equip it. Oh yeah, I'll be switching to the efficient trident next, that's for sure. Oh yeah, I'll be switching also the efficient CPU, because those are getting rather old, I've noticed. So let's do one more mission. Wait, did I equip it? I don't want to go into a mission without a weapon, that would be embarrassing. Alright, Church Strikes Back 2. Let's see how the railgun works. From other games it basically pierces through enemies and would... but you have to be lined up correctly. What? Yep, it works exactly as I remember it. It doesn't pierce through enemies, but it deals a lot of damage when it's on, at least. So it's great for focus fire. I guess this is one of the farmlands, only farmlands in the world, because the rest of the world was destroyed. But it's nice seeing a variety of environments. Before we had the basically lost quarter wastelands, but now we can actually see habitable grounds. Or at least more pleasing ground.
Skill not ready.
But of course we have all these fleas. One of the locations where having the ability to fire having more shots would be nice. But if I can keep my beam trained on the enemies, they'll die pretty fast. This is better for the bigger foes, essentially. Well, foes like this. As you see, because I make minced meat out of them. With just two streams of lasers, I just destroy them. I may switch between this weapon type, the railgun, and the other weapon type, that being the trident. Because these are constantly... they deal a reliable source of damage compared to the more randomness of the minigun series, as well as the cannons. And they're up most of the time. Really, the thing I like about it is that they're up for most of the time, and they don't have as much deviation. Oops, what happened there? Sorry about that. One of my other computer processes decided to take priority.
Focus up.
Let me take care of these before I can finish the boss.
Focus up.
Oh, I heard something. Oh, there's a unique item there.
Focus
Neat.
up. Skill not
I
ready.
need the shield soon, very soon. But, of course, it takes quite a while for it to regen.
Focus up.
Once again, I really need to get more equipment that either increases my energy meter or my skill cooldown rate.
Focus up.
And enemies seem to be firing a few more bullets in retaliation, and they seem to be a little bit more accurate. Because I remember these enemies in Grade 2 only firing 1 or 2 retaliatory bullets upon death, but here they're firing up to 4 or 5 at a time. I'm a bit concerned how difficult these enemies are going to be in Grade 8, 9, 10. Is this game going to turn to a complete bullet hell-like title? Or bullet hell light? Hopefully this game doesn't turn into something like Toho. In that case, well, most of the parts in that part of the game are going to be going to be death montages, essentially.
Focus up. Skill not ready. Skill not ready.
These are ships, if you destroy them, drop a lot of loot. If you can destroy them, that is. What is that thing? I have never seen that ship before, but I don't want to get caught in that beam again. But destroying these ships seems to drop a lot, at least it's guaranteed to drop a lot of credits. But I just need to get close enough to actually destroy it. And that can be a little bit problematic, as you may have noticed. I probably should be slotting out my Crystal Hunter for the credit kill streak. But I haven't really sold my life crystals yet, so... And that should be the end of that mission. Oh, wonderful. This will have a lot more armor. I don't really care about losing cargo. Can we mix these in together? So I'm definitely going to have to pay a visit to the marketplace at this rate. I'm going to be switching to the efficient trident. And using the defibrillator. So it's also motor aid. I lose out on some extra life, but I'll take it. I want extra armor. Oh, oops. Never mind. I'll save this up for my future ship. I really want to keep this because of the extra life, so I'll hold off from upgrading to this common. Yeah, that's the thing with these ARPGs. Unique gear, or the best gear of several levels below, is always outclasses the common and uncommon gear of several levels above. I wonder if this is enough to actually outfit the new ship. I'll go with one more mission, and then I'll see if I got enough for that. At the very least, I want to finish this mission set with this ship. It'll be like the last hurrah for this one. And I'll be unlocking the final tier of ships for Marauders actually in difficulty grade 5. So it isn't that far off, unless the the road to getting to difficulty grade 3 to 4 to 4 to 5 takes a lot longer from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3.
Focus up.
And I realized that the Crystal Hunter also scales directly off of how well you're doing in the game. Because if you take a lot less damage, or you never take any health damage, well, you'll get a lot more life crystals that you can sell in the shops. And I suppose you get more it's easier to get life crystals if you're playing as a Centennial because of its higher armor count and shielding. But as I said before, each of these missions are procedurally generated, but as we know from ARPGs, there's a certain limit of how many patterns you can have. As such, we're going to see quite a few repeated patterns over the course of play. I'm actually thinking of, well, doing some of the non-essential missions as off-screen or off-comms, and then I'll just add post-comms.
System failing.
Oops,
Automatic retreat engaged.
I didn't see that mine, it just blew me up there. Let's try again. That's why I hate mines, or mines are so dangerous if you run right into them. As I was saying though, I think I'll do some of these missions off the comms and I'll just insert post-comm. And I'll only do some of the missions, the important missions with bosses or side jobs on live comm. Or other important stuff like actually buying the ship and whatnot. At least that seems like a good idea. Because otherwise a lot of these missions are repetitive and I don't know what else to say other than reacting to the patterns. In fact, after I finish, well, once the parts for difficulty grade 2 come up, I think I'll slow down my progression of the game, or at least updates in this game, to add more variety to the channel. So like Skyforge updates, Starwood Rogue updates, etc. Yeah, it's these mines which blew me up because I got hit by all 8 shots. So I'm going to stay around the middle of the screen instead of trying to rush into them. That's what ended in my death last time.
Focus up. Skill not ready. Focus up.
See, the first mini-boss of this stage should be coming very soon. Okay, there it is. Oh, it's twins again. But at least I can really easily whittle it down if I get close enough to it. And do stuff like this. Oh, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I didn't realize I could really quickly switch its laser beams, or switch the direction of its laser beams that fast. I almost died over there, but I was able to trigger my repair and dodge it out of the way fast enough. Thank you, armor. And this is the first time I actually heard the eminent system failure alert, because most of the time I instantly died before I could actually get the alert.
Skill not ready. Skill not ready. Focus up.
Even though the game can get quite repetitive, I still enjoy it. Maybe if more of the missions were made as side missions, it would be less repetitive. But I still enjoy it nonetheless. But I suppose you'd want to play it a little bit more in short bursts, similar to Diablo or other RPGs that it's based upon, or at least took inspiration from. Now there are some other elements I would have liked it to take more inspiration from ARPGs and RPGs in general, but I'll mention those in the next part. But as I was saying, I think it's best to play this game in short bursts if you don't want to get tired of it. Playing it for long periods of time, just like many other ARPGs, especially on the simple to moderate end, it can get a little bit boring. At least that's my opinion on them. Friends make these types of games a lot better. So I understand why there is a multiplayer for this game, because it could wreak havoc with the progression systems, but I still would have liked it because it adds replayability and there are a lot more fun scenarios you can get through with more players. Oh well, maybe it's a future feature or an extra. Well, that should be it on that one. Alright, only the real deal. I wonder how many times I can be seeing Redemption's prison in this game. Well, we spent all of Grade 1 and the first half of Grade 2 fighting Redemption, so I suppose we're going to be fighting the Coreenthian troops for the rest of... Well, we fought it for the first half of Grade 2, and I suppose we're going to do it the same for the rest of Grade 3. It must be the real deal this time. Okay then. And distress signal. Yeah, everyone got imprisoned by, well, the forces of Redemption. As I mentioned in the description of Part 3 and 4, well, that was kind of to be expected because I was raising so much attention and ire by destroying all their mechs. The turning point was probably destroying their battlecruiser, or First Guardian. That probably wasn't the best of our plans. Yeah, we haven't heard of Amber yet from her. What is the core? So we need to cut through the core or something. So is there lava and magma there? Let me take a look. Oh. Yeah, the reason why these are colored differently is because they're more dangerous for my current level. The color will indicate the chance of you surviving the mission, and that's dependent on what gear you have slotted into your ship. So here's a dangerous shortcut. And, well, here's the extra mission I got, Living on the Edge. And I also got Only the Real Deal, but I'll be doing that later. Those will be suited for the next part. Before I end off this part though, let me see if I can upgrade this ship. And I do like it we can store up to 8 ships at total. Then again, there are only 9 ships you can buy in the game overall, so... So let's start with navigation. I want to set that up to 20. Power I want to also get up to 20. Structure also 20. Now let me check what the other stats for the basic Marauder have. While most of my stuff doesn't actually require that much navigation, it's really power and structure. Makes sense as a lot of this stuff is armor based. Only my weapon really requires high navigation. I'll be saving these life crystals for repeating that mission, so I don't get caught in a bad situation again. Well, I guess it'll take a little bit more credits, at least 30k credits, before I can upgrade the ship up to par. So I'll be doing that off screen. Essentially, between this and the next part, I'll do some mission repeating so I can get the requisite 30,000 credits in order to outfit this ship with the latest gear. And then I'll take this out for a spin for the rest of the Great Tree missions. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!